Hey guys, what's up? So I just finished my workout and motherfucker, I'm like so rusty at this vlogging thing. Hey guys, so I just finished my workout and I got in 60 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. I used the Fit Radio app. I've talked about it on my Instagram story. That is the only thing that gets me through my damn cardio because there's like a coach, it plays music, and it tells you like, okay, put it up like 3 levels, incline this or speed that, and then it like coaches you through it. And my cardio flies by and I'm drenched in sweat. So if you are struggling with your cardio, then you should download the app. I've used that app for years, but I think it's new. They recently put a coaching thing on it. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. See down there on the bottom? So you go to that and then it'll have different, let's see if you can focus. It'll have like just elliptical, whatever. You pick it and then there's HIIT workouts, there's runs, and it's amazing. So I actually make my clients use it now. But anyways, I wanted to do a really quick update on life and how everything's going. And I know that once I get into my house, I start to get really distracted by work and like cleaning and stuff. So I wanted to just do that before I went in the house. But so I'm I guess tomorrow I'm 2 weeks out from nationals, and it's definitely been a bumpy prep for sure. My commitment level to my diet has been about 75–80%. And then training, usually about 100%. I usually can train my ass off, and I'll be very honest and say that I think that even on my worst day, I train harder than most people on their best day. Like I really do push myself really hard in the gym, and I owe that to my husband because he taught me how to train like a man. And so when I'm in there, I'm grinding and I'm pushing. So that is the part where I'm like, at least that's saving me in a way because I'm burning mad calories. But you know, I have to be honest and say that if I don't do well at this show, it's nobody's fault but myself. And I've accepted that and I'm okay with it. I'm just in a different place in my life right now. And I don't know if it's because I'm 31 now, because Tuesday was my birthday. I don't know if it's like I'm just growing up. I don't know what it is, or growing out of like this whole fitness thing. I don't know, because fitness will always be a part of my life. It's what I do. It's what I love. I genuinely enjoy it, so I'll never not be into fitness. But I do think I'm going through something a little bit transitional where I don't necessarily want to be like that Instagram fit chick where like I'm posting nothing but fitness stuff. Like for me, that was something that I wanted to do for the last 2 years. But for some reason, I'm starting to be a little bit turned off by it. And the fitness industry in general. Like I really like the health aspect of it, but the fitness industry is pretty fake, and it's teaching people like the whole bodybuilding thing. Like it teaches people that like you gotta walk around with a 6-pack and like starve yourself and like do mad amounts of cardio. And it's like, I'm not trying to discredit the sport because I've been a part of this sport for 2 years now, and I have fucking the utmost respect for people who do it because I'm telling you right now, it is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So I'm not trying to discredit the sport or anybody that is into it or who is an Instagram fit chick. I'm just saying that personally, I'm coming to a place where I don't feel like that's the direction I want to go in. I am more interested in growing as a person, but as a wife and as a mother, and in like the health realm. So like eating to fuel my body to feel good, not necessarily to look good. Because yeah, I think that I look really good. I'm very happy with my body, but I always feel shitty, you know what I mean? So it's like when you feel your worst, you look your best, and I want to feel good and look good at the same time. So I'm trying to find that balance, and right now bodybuilding is turning me off. And so that's just the truth, and I'm just being honest. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just the feels that I'm getting from being in prep for so long and I'm just getting over it. And maybe when I take a break, I'm gonna miss it and want to come back to it. I can't speak to the future. I don't know, but I will never say never. Like in terms of like saying, oh, I'd never compete again. Like I'm not saying that, but right now I want to take a step back. So my goals right now are just not necessarily aligned with my actions. Like I'm competing right now and I'm doing a show, I'm in prep, I'm 2 weeks off from a show, but my mind is somewhere else. And that's why I can't give it 100% to this prep. And it really fucking sucks because I've worked so hard to get to the physique that I have now and to get to a national level and to take an overall, like I wanted that stuff so bad. And now that it's all happening, I'm in a place where I'm like, man, I don't really want this anymore. And I hope that it's just the feels. I hope that it's just something I'm going through emotionally. But right now my focus is just so on my business and growing that and teaching people every single day like how to be healthy, how to work out, how to look good, how to feel good, and not necessarily like eat the same meals 6 times a day. Like I don't want it to be about that. And so I'm doing the best that I can in the circumstances that I'm in, and that's that, you know, like I'm honest with myself. I am the most self-aware person, so if you notice something about me, you can bet your ass that I already know, you know what I mean? So like I'm very aware of where I stand, what I want, what I don't want, and right now I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy with my family. That's like the #1 thing, and competing has robbed me of that. Competing has taken it's taken everything away from me that I love, because it's such a selfish sport, and everything that revolves around me and my diet, and when I'm like me and my meals and my workouts and my cardio and my posing, and financially it's a burden. Like it's taking a ton of money, like just to compete is like $350, you know, like it adds up. And I don't want to sit here and be negative, because I don't want to put out negative energy. I don't want people to think like, oh, why are you even doing this show if you don't even want to, you know, compete anymore? It's just hard, you guys. It's just hard to balance everything. Well, I just moved from Hawaii, launched a business, jumped right into a prep, did really well, and I gave that prep everything I had. But then I like jumped right into another prep. So it's kind of like everything I'm trying to do too much at one time. I need to just like do 100% one thing, then move along 100% one thing. Right now I'm like 10%, 15%, 20%, because I want to do so many damn things, you know? So I'm trying to like figure out how to life and how to adult. It's not something that I was like born knowing how to do. I'm just like everybody else, where I'm growing and I'm learning, and things change, and that's okay. I don't know if I like something until I try it, you know? So I'm not saying that I'll never compete again. I'm not saying that I hate the sport and the industry and all that stuff, but what I'm saying is I'm in a different place right now, and it's bittersweet, that's for sure, because I feel like I'm in a place where opportunities are starting to knock at my door in terms of the fitness industry, and I'm kind of like, I mean, if you would have come at me 6 months ago, I would have jumped on it. And today, I'm like, I don't know, man, I don't really want to like take another weekend away from my family. And maybe I'm growing up, I don't know. Like, for example, I was offered a trip to the Olympia with a booth, and everything's like all expense paid. I would be paid to be there for those days. I would get VIP access to whatever club, the pool party after, you know, the next day. But like going to the Olympia was on my vision board 2 years ago. So like not necessarily being in the Olympia, but just going with a company. And so like I get a call and I'm offered this like amazing deal, and the first thing I did was like, fuck yeah, like, oh my God, that's awesome. Like, I'm so excited. And then I talked to my husband about it, and he's like, is that something you really want to do? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So like, I had to step back and be like, you know what, it's not like cool. I don't know. I'm just not into it anymore right now. Right now, I'm not into it. And I know that's just, it kind of sucks, you know, because I really wanted this. I wanted everything that is coming to me right now, but the person I am today is different than the person I was 6 months ago. And that's kind of how it should be. You know, I've grown a lot, and my priorities have kind of changed. I kind of just want to be happy, and I don't necessarily want to be, I just don't want to represent like always having to be lean and always having to be shredded and with a spray tan and my hair and nails, makeup, everything done. Like, that's not who I am, and at least not anymore. And so I'm trying not to put too much of that out there anymore. You know, I've been offered a few sponsorships and stuff from brands, and the old me would have been like, that's fucking awesome, you know, like, sign me up. But like now I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to be sponsored by a brand and just be a free form of advertisement. Like, if I were to ever take a sponsorship, it would be because they were paying me an income to represent them, because I find myself to be very valuable, and I'm not gonna just be like, hey guys, use my discount code, here's some pre-workout that I like, and then go take a different pre-workout. Like, that's just bullshit to me. And that's honestly how a lot of the fitness industry is, and that's kind of what I've learned. Don't take that and run with it. That's not how everybody is. People that, if I give you a discount code from somebody, it's because I genuinely trust that person. So don't think that like it's everybody, but I'm just saying in general, you know, I've definitely seen that. I don't know, I'm just kind of like wanting to chill, and I've been getting into like my spiritual side, and just kind of like meditating more, and just like doing things that make my soul happy. And when I do that, my energy is through the roof, and my relationships are better, and I feel happy, and I feel energetic, and just like I'm ready to take on the day. But when I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get to the gym and do my cardio, and I gotta count my macros, and I gotta weigh my food, it's like, ugh, like I don't want to do that, you know? So that's kind of just like where I'm feeling, and what's going on in my head right now. And so I'm not trying to like talk down on anybody, or, you know, it's honestly, everybody's on their own path, everybody's on their own journey, they want different things, and that's totally fine. But like, you have to do what is gonna make you happy ultimately. And right now, what's gonna make me happy is just spending time with my husband, and spending time with my son, and doing things like going out to dinner, and going to a movie, and just like, if I want to have ice cream with my kid, you know, just those are the things I miss. And right now I don't get to do that, and so it sucks. So 2.5 weeks, not even 2 weeks, and I'm grinding, and I'm still gonna work my ass off and stuff, but I know whatever happens, it happened because that's what was meant to happen, you know? So I'm not gonna think about it too much, I'm just gonna roll with it. But let's see, I don't think there's anything real crazy that's happening. I've just been working every day, and working out, and dieting, prepping for this show. I don't think there's like anything major to report to you guys. If you want like more frequent updates, I mean, I'm on Instagram a lot. It's kind of my jam. So I'm always on Instagram story, and I try to post motivational things for you guys, and because it helps me so much. It's kind of my feels right now. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I appreciate everybody who has supported me, because believe it or not, man, there's a lot of people out there that are just so supportive, and I get messages that are like, thank you for being so real. And I just think it's so funny, because people, that's like the #1 thing I get, is people sending me a message and saying, thank you for being so real, I appreciate you being honest. And it's also the thing that I've always tried to hold back from, because I can be so abrasive sometimes, and I don't think before I talk. I just like blah, and I say what's on my mind. I'm a very like kind of dominant person, and I have very like strong opinions, but at the same time I'm also very like soft and cuddly and loving and emotional. So it's just been a hard balance to find, and I never want to offend people, but I think if you like don't know me personally, and you see like one of my posts, you might read it and be like, oh my god, like she's kind of a bitch. I just don't necessarily know how to articulate my words all the time. So I always like, I'll send a post that I'm gonna write, because I'll get on like a rant, and I'll send it to Corey, and I'm like, babe, is that too much? She's like, yeah, it's a little too much. I'm like, okay. But then there are times when, if you catch me on Instagram on like the story, where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just say it, and I'll just go on this long rant, and I get so many messages like, oh my god, thank you for saying that. So I just gotta keep it real with you guys, and I appreciate you. You guys, if you're commenting on my videos and you're like supporting my channel, I know that I haven't been producing that much content, but I do plan on it, and that's another thing like I'll focus on more once the show's over. So that's the update on my life, you guys. I'm gonna go eat some foods, and I'm in good spirits. I'm feeling good. I think it's because I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and Corey and I see a spiritual healer who is like just become such a good friend of mine that I talk to her every day, and I just feel good. And so whatever floats your boat, you guys, like if it's something, it's not like she has a crystal ball and like we're like oming together, you know, it's just more like affirmations, and it's almost like therapy, you guys. It's almost like therapy. That's how it feels. And therapy is not a bad thing, because if you keep everything inside, you're gonna go fucking nuts. So don't do that. All right, I'm gonna go eat, because I'll talk your fucking head off. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.